2 MetaZoo hours a week apart, and on Halloween? Alright, let's do this. Before we get into it, if you listen to these MetaZoo hours and you enjoy them, please considering subscribing if you're not already. We're very close to 1,000 subscribers. Kicking us off this week is Arbiter360 asking, will Hodag make another appearance? And Mike says yes, in the book and in War. I had a chance to meet Arbiter during the Salem event, and Arbiter and Hodag are both from Wisconsin. This is also good confirmation that we are going to see Hodag again in the books for chapters that we haven't seen yet. And in War is currently slated to be next year's summer set and will feature many returning beasties from previous sets. It's also been teased before that War will include pages that have multiple beasties depicted on them on the same page. We have Fro asking, will Seance be available in big box stores? And Mike says, yes, so I do expect that we're going to be seeing this in Walmart and Target again. Walmart has typically gotten blind box hangers, and Target got a blister pack with Wilderness. It is worth mentioning that UFO did not get the Target treatment, so it's possible that Seance will not as well. Doomsayer asks, are you guys planning on releasing Seance binders? Also, would you ever consider bringing back binders from older sets? And Mike said, no binders from old sets. This is something that has been talked about before. Those sets are one and done, but he does confirm that they are going to be doing a Seance binder, which is expected, but also a block binder, which is something that we haven't heard of before. So a block binder in this case would be a Cryptid Nation block binder, not just a Cryptid Nation set. It would feature beasties from across all of the sets in the block. That also means we're likely going to see a Yokai Island block binder, a Grimm's Kingdom block binder, and a Cryptid World block binder when we get there. And this is something that people have been asking for, to be able to store their extra cards that don't really belong in a core set binder, but want to store them in something that is a MetaZoo related binder. Mike had stated during the MetaZoo hour that the book will be finished at the end of November. Pear Collects followed on and asked, self-published or in-store release for the book? And Mike had responded with, it depends on if we can get the publishers to play ball with us, including a promo pack in each book. And Mike had also said, if the publisher says no to the promo pack or gives us crazy timelines, MetaZoo Publishing will be established. We wait for no one and won't be put on the back burner. And we know that MetaZoo Cryptid Nation goes to the publishers on December 1st, so it sounds like they got them to play ball. Spooky Markopotamus asks, after the book is done, is your next priority the fan arts? Mike responded with no, the next priority is going to be the TV script, so the next priority is getting the IP up and running even further. Poochie Dingo asks, hey Mike, how is the progress looking for fan art contest selection? Mike responded with likely sometime in December, January. So it sounds like Mike is looking to have the first draft of the TV script done by then, as well as starting to select winners for the fan art contest. Spooky Lil Booty Call asked, hey Mike, is there a name that you had thought up for this TCG before MetaZoo? And we all know Magicast. However, this is the first time that I'm hearing about Fantazoo. Fantazoo is a very interesting name. It's just another take on MetaZoo, and I'm wondering if this could be our next year's April Fool's set name. Time asks, is Wilderness the only set released to have tickets in it? And Mike says yes. We now know from the reserve list as well that those tickets will not make a reappearance. Cinema TCG asks, for the next Hero Quest release, will it be CDs again? And Mike says, no, blister packs. We're going to partner with Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube. 4 blister pack varieties, a la what we did with eBay, and having their logo on the blisters, promos, packs, and cards. How that's distributed is still yet to be seen. We are seeing more Hero Quest teases after this MetaZoo hour, and we now know that they're going to have QR codes that'll bring you to the Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, or Apple location for the Hero Quest Remix CD. Metakai asks, will Hollow Auras and Spellbooks be a common thing in future sets? Hollow Auras go hard. And Andy's the one that replied to this saying, I like them, all good things in moderation. So hopefully we will see Hollow Auras again. People really do like them, but in order to keep them special, you don't want to do them all the time. So will Native have Hollow Auras? Well, we're probably going to have to wait a few months to find out. C. Kramer85 asks, happy Halloween. Any news on Seance LGS kits? And Mike says, shipping out very soon. Now, I imagine they are actually going to be shipping out very soon. All the product is in hand and ready. We have seen a lot of the stickers and the standees and what the art's going to look like for those already, and I can't wait to see further what the LGS promos are going to be for these, so hopefully we get these in hand very soon. Zeke1993 asks, are we going to have more special events next year like Roswell and Salem? I loved going. And Mike responded with yes, pure events, quality over quantity, and this is something I'm really excited to hear. Salem was an absolute blast. If you haven't checked out my video on Salem, you can do that right up there. It was my first MetaZoo convention, and it had a very great community feel to it. It's the type of event that I would want to go to again. So I look forward to what's going to be happening in Loveland, Ohio in March for the Frogman Festival, and I hope to see more events like that going forward with the Frogman Festival, maybe with Hodag Festival. Nerds vs. Geeks asks, hey Mike, will we see MetaZoo at every Collecticon in 2023? And Mike says, probably not, but I hear DSG and Collecticon will be featuring all sorts of indie TCGs in an official capacity. So there have already been hints that MetaZoo is really not going to be at Collecticon next year, or at least not going as hard at Collecticon as they did this year. They've already confirmed that they're not going to be doing Collecticon spoiler packs next year. We also know that Caster's Cup isn't planned to be at a Collecticon next year, it's planned to be at a Comic-Con. And personally, I think this is a great thing. I'd rather see MetaZoo focus on these smaller, more intimate events like Mothman Festival, like Salem, like Frogman Festival, and build the community that we already have while using that community and the event to then spread MetaZoo at the event. Because at events like the Mothman Festival or the Frogman Festival, you're already surrounded by people who love a cryptid in some form. Ghost of Tormentic asks, what kind of presence will MetaZoo have at CryptidCon? And Texas Ted actually is the one that responded here, saying combination Mothman Festival and our amazing slate of artists and staff. So CryptidCon is in the middle of November, I believe in Kentucky. MetaZoo will be there. I believe Jet has already confirmed that she will be going. So if you're going to CryptidCon, I hope you have a great time. Bruno the Bully asks, can't wait to see you all. It's been a good time. Any big plans for the Loveland Frog event? And Texas Ted replied again here with yes, near Loveland in March. The Loveland Festival is going to be between the 3rd and 4th of March, and Dee the Storyteller will be there presenting her thesis at the event. Pear Collects again asks con plans for 2023, and Ted replied with, stay tuned, we will begin releasing our schedule on December 1st. So this is something that I'm excited for because I do want to try to get to some more conventions next year, so having that list early helps plan for that. Val Ainsley asks, which upcoming set are you most excited for? Mike answered with Native. And Medicated91 asks, will the Native set feature an Earth Aura Beastie as its mascot? Mike says, yes. And I do speculate that Sinkhole Sam is going to be the mascot for Native. We've already seen Sinkhole Sam being the mascot for the towers, and all of the towers that we've seen art for so far have featured beasties from the Cryptid Nation set. We've seen mock-ups for the Earth Tower already with Sinkhole Sam, we've seen mock-ups of the Cosmic Tower with Flatwood's Monster, and we've seen a sketch of the Forest Tower with Bigfoot. EC Taylor 71 asks, new PFPs before the end of the year, and Mike says, maybe. Focusing on current deliverables for NFTs right now. And this is actually good news for any NFT holders that are waiting on their airdrops of their Valentine's or Pin Club NFTs, or for those of us with Genesis that are still waiting for the rest of the burn and replace. Personally, I think this is a great choice to make sure that that stuff gets done before focusing on the next new NFT project. I do, however, look forward to the next round of PFPs. Bangarang Cards asks, MetaZoo X WPT Poker event. Mike says, as soon as everything is shipped, we will explore this. With my order being the gilded cards, my order is one of the last to go out, so I imagine that we're gonna have all of our cards in hand soon. And I look forward to seeing what MetaZoo could do with a real poker event. DMats asks, hey Mike, what is your response to some of the backlash coming from some MetaZoo consumers over the shipping times recently? And Mike replied with, shipping is hard and we're doing our best for a company that's growing as fast as we are. Sometimes it's easy to forget that MetaZoo is only 2 years old, and they have to figure out how to adapt to logistical issues that they've faced in that 2 years. And that adaptation and experimentation takes time and doesn't always work out. And on top of that, MetaZoo is not the only company in the world having shipping issues right now. Found My Cards asks, hey Mike, do you anticipate a digital MetaZoo TCG to be playable online before 2023? Mike says, before 2023, like in 2 months? No. And Mike replied with, these are massive multi-million-dollar projects that often take years. I'm doing my best to accelerate the time frame for 2023, so I don't believe we thought it was going to be done before 2023 anyway. The most recent information we got in a MetaZoo Hour a few months back that could even hint at a 2023 release was that the code cards are right now tentatively moved to native, and if we are expecting to hit closer to the end of 2023 or 2024, I would expect those code cards to be moved again to a later set. Chad Hune asks, will a Towers announcement be made before the end of the year? Us competitive folks are itching. Mike says yes. Zeke1993 asked, can we get a spoiler on a tower location? I would love to see one here in Utah and willing to help run it. Mike responded with Roswell in Salem. And Spooky Kitty 05 asked, Florida Tower where and what aura type? Also SCP spoilers when? Ted responded to this one and said possibly Lightning is under review. So right there we know 3 tower locations. We know Roswell, Salem, and something in Florida. Roswell and Salem both had release events. So those are interesting there. I'd keep an eye on the native release event location when that's announced. And I have my ideas on why those locations are chosen, why they're important, and how to figure out where the rest of the towers are going to be. I have some ideas on where the Dark and the Forest Tower already are going to be. So I can't wait to see if that pans out. Veets asks, will MetaZoo TV show be released this year? And Mike says no, but the spoilers for it will be. And Spooky Big Al Boo, yeah, my boy Boo, any chance of some big names voice acting on the TV show? And Mike responded with, for voice acting, we will be hiring from the community. We have to remember our roots. And this is something that they've said before. We have a number of people that are very interested in the community to be a part of the show. We have some people that actually have some experience doing it. So when the time comes, I'm going to be very interested to see how they do the auditions for this and who's actually going to get the parts, because it's likely going to be people that we know today that are going to be part of the show. Adams for Space asks, will there be an alpha beta type demo playtester for upcoming video games? Mike says, yes, we will have alpha testers. And that's good to hear. Any good game has alpha testers, beta testers before the actual release. How they choose those is going to be very interesting in my opinion. We already do know that the Genesis NFTs are somehow tied to the video game. So if I was a betting man, I would say that the NFT is how you get your alpha testing access. And I hope that's the case because I have Genesis NFTs and I would gladly help test that. And for the last question, we have Pokemenace asking, print run on what's your passion? And Mike responded with 1,000. And this is really interesting. It's a very low print run, which I think is a good idea for how expensive the product was compared to some of the other products that drop with MetaZoo. And this also means that your gold necklaces, your gold pendants, are going to be incredibly rare. Your gold cards and pendants are going to be some of the rarest MetaZoo products in MetaZoo history. So if you participated in What's Your Passion and you get a gold pendant, definitely send me a picture in and I will feature it on the channel. Well, that's all we had for this week's MetaZoo Hour. In the grand scheme, it was a pretty small one. I know for me it happened during trick-or-treat time with the kids out and about, so I didn't really get to participate this time. And I imagine a lot of other people had that happen to them as well. So thank you for watching and I'll catch you in the next one.